Hey everyone, my name is Tory Ferrall. I am the Director of Revenue Operations at Databox. My role and the role of my team is really just to support our go-to-market functions to make sure that everyone is able to use our systems and our data in order to execute their day-to-day activities in the most optimal way possible. So we need to make it as easy and effective for them to get insights into their data and use that in their day-to-day operations. So a few months ago, we had a new team member join. Brian Signorelli joined Databox as the VP of Sales. And one of the things that he was really interested in was making sure that we had accurate sales forecasting in place. He wanted to really understand where are we going to end the month, and he wanted to have confidence on day one that he knew within 5 to 10% where we were going to end at the end of that month, so he can report those results out and coach and support the team appropriately. So one of the first things that he looked at was the forecasting tool within HubSpot. This is a pretty basic feature that provides a lot of value. And one of the ways that you set it up, or the main way that you set it up, is by setting a win probability for each stage in your deal pipeline. What this represents is the probability that deals in this stage are going to close. So you can see in here that this is our sales pipeline, and each stage has that probability. This means that if a deal is in the opportunity stage, it has a 20% chance of being closed won, or that's the probability that we would expect those deals to be closed won at. So this is all used by HubSpot in order to calculate your end of month forecast and to give you that number of this is where we expect you to land. So then Brian started asking questions of, well, why is it 20%? Why do you believe that that's the right value and the right probability that opportunity deals are going to be closing? And we said, well, we haven't actually changed it in a while, and we're not exactly sure. It was kind of just a gut feeling that we had that about 1 in 5 deals that are in the opportunity stage are going to be closed won. But we decided we can and we should look deeper into this data in order to make sure that our forecasts are as accurate as they could possibly be. So what we decided to do is create some dashboards in Databox. We actually found that HubSpot had released a new property just a few months ago that stores the date that deals enter a specific deal stage. So the date that a deal entered the opportunity stage is locked in a property in HubSpot, and same with every stage in the pipeline. So we have 4 main open stages in our pipeline: opportunity, assessment call, setup help, and bought in. So we knew that we wanted to understand deals that enter each one of those stages, what's the probability that they're going to be won. So what we did within Databox is we created some really simple metrics. So using data sets, we were able to create 2 metrics for each deal stage. They both generally looked like this. The measure was ID because we wanted a count of deals, and the date was entered deal stage. So whichever deal stage we were focused on, in this case it's opportunity, that's the date field that we used. We knew that we wanted to look at this for the sales pipeline and the sales team as a whole, but we also wanted to be able to have more of a narrow focus and look at it for individual reps. So we did add deal owner name as a dimension so we could break it down further in the future and look at it by rep when we were ready to do so. But the main thing is the 2 metrics, the difference between those 2 metrics is that one of them was just looking at all deals that were closed won, while the other one was looking at deals that were closed won or closed lost. So any deal that was closed that entered that deal stage. From there, we actually created a data calculation. So it's a slightly modified win rate formula. It's not the exact win rate that you'll read about in books, but this is looking at the number of deals won divided by the total number of deals closed, so that won or lost metric. This gives us a percentage, and it shows us, we were able to put it on a dashboard and see, okay, 13% of deals that were in the opportunity stage that were closed won. We could see this for each stage, and we have it on this dashboard, so we're able to really clearly see in a table for a specific period of time, in this case, last 30 days, what the win rate is, or what our modified win rate is for each stage in our pipeline. We also really appreciate being able to see it on a graph or on a chart like we see on the right side, because then you can see trends over time. You can see if there is a certain month where something dropped or increased drastically and understand why that occurred, why there is that variance. So we just have a better handle on our sales data and on our win rates as a whole. But we also knew we had an opportunity to use this at the sales rep level so that we could better coach and personalize coaching for individual reps. So very simply, using those same metrics that we already had built, but just selecting individual reps in the data board designer, we were able to see all of this data for an individual. So this is for an example rep named Nate. So we can see here that Nate's win rates for these different stages do differ than the win rates for the entire team. He actually has higher win rates for the earlier deal stages, for the opportunity and assessment call deal stages. His win rates are higher than what we were seeing for the team as a whole. So that might mean that Nate is really good at discovery calls. It also might mean that he did something different in prospecting in the last 30 days that's making it so he is finding really qualified opportunities. And we would want to talk to Nate and understand, hey, what are you doing? Let's really dig into this so maybe we can expand it to the rest of the team. But we can also see here that Nate's later deal stages have a lower than average win rate, setup help in particular. And we can see there's a big drop last 30 days versus the previous 30 days. It's not a great win rate in those two areas. So we can say, all right, is he spending too much time on his new deals and he didn't nurture his older deals in the last 30 days? Or does he need more product knowledge so he's able to support deals better once they get to that setup help stage so he can increase his win rate there? His manager is able to invest in more personalized coaching for him to help make sure that his win rates across the board are really solid and that ultimately we're able to increase the win rates of individuals and of the entire team. So overall, we found this super helpful. Like I said, not only did it allow us to improve the tools that we're using within HubSpot, which is our forecasting tool, because we had more accurate data around the probability to close of each deal stage, but it also provided us with really good context into where we need to invest our time with individual reps to make sure that as a whole, our sales team is stronger and closing more deals.